I feel like one of the sort of signal developments of my adulthood as an American citizen has been the erosion of people's faith in Congress, specifically as an institution. You've seen the approval ratings for Congress sort of drive down and down and down every year to the point where it's like lower than most STDs at this point in terms of public approval. I mean, people just have the lowest possible expectations and the sense that Congress is essentially worthless. But you're talking about the most serious possible threats to our country, to our way of life, short of foreign invasion. And you're saying that the key, the solution, is electing a new Congress. It's hard to put that much faith in the idea of a transformation of Congress, given the way that we as a country think of that body with such little respect now.
Well, unfortunately, we have lost respect in most of our institutions, and that does have to be rebuilt. I mean, I remain optimistic that we can take on these new challenges, show the resilience that is needed. But we don't have many options. When you have a Republican Party, which I deeply regret, I served with a number of the people who are currently still in the Congress. I was there for 8 years, and I see them turning a blind eye to what is going on. I see them standing by when the president orders the declassification of very important intelligence information in order to help himself and hurt others. The continuing assault on the FBI, the Department of Justice. These are serious problems that the Republicans in Congress seem to address. And so, yes, we need a new Congress, and we at least need a new Congress and a new Republican Party to begin to speak out and to exercise their constitutional responsibility as a check and balance on what the administration is doing.
Our focus has been, as the Trump administration, as Trump as a president individually has broken so many political norms and worried so many people, including yourself, about very serious changes in American democracy. We have really focused as a country on what Republicans will or won't do about it, on whether or not there are Republicans, particularly in positions of power, particularly in the Senate, even in the House, who will prove to be a check on their own, the president of their own party. And we say that because people are subject to different kinds of wind, I think, is generated by members of their own party, but also because the Republicans are a majority in both places, in both houses of Congress. If the Democrats win one or both houses, the Republican Party will cease to be such a focus of our sort of national interest. We will stop looking for individual Republican senators to stand up and stop things that Trump wants to do, and it will become the Democratic Party's responsibility to try to check him and change the country. That immediately gets people to a discussion about impeachment. Do you have thoughts on that, about whether or not that's something that Democrats should put on the table right away if they get control of Congress?
I think there should be a much broader agenda. And I know it's difficult to imagine having the Congress work on so many issues at the same time, because it does require a level of organization and follow through that is hard. And I know that, having been there. If there is evidence that comes up about high crimes and misdemeanors, yes, it should be followed through on. But there is so many other things that need to be addressed. If you look at what this administration has done with respect to regulations on everything from asbestos to pesticides to labor concerns, this is going to begin to really have adverse consequences on many Americans. So there's a role for the Congress to play in saying, no, stop. We are not going to ignore the evidence. We are not going to live in a fact-free universe. You, Administrator X, need to come up here and justify what you've done for 2 years. So there's going to be a lot to do, and the Democrats need to be ready to get immediately into action, right off the starting blocks, because a year is about what they have to begin to try to right the constitutional ship again.
Do you think that the Democrats are going to do well in the midterms? Do you think there's enough to flip one or both houses?
I do, but it depends upon who turns out and votes. And, you know, I know that a lot of people think there should be some other way of addressing this than just urging everybody to go out and vote. But there isn't right now.
That's our system.
That is our system. And if we ignore the importance of this midterm election and there is no check and balance, we don't take back one or both of the houses of Congress, then I think you will see even more of the dismantling of our institutions with very dire effects.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.